Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the games I grew up with. Please stay tuned. Before we dive into the games, it's important to clarify that my first console was a Sega Genesis, so this video will be mainly focused on Sega Genesis games. Also important to refer is that the games are not in order, so don't be surprised when you see some of them. So without further ado, let's start. The first game in our list is Golden Axe, a classical beat 'em up, and oh boy, how I enjoyed this game. I played so many times, and for some reason, when I was a kid, I always liked the Viking with the axe, and I was pretty good at it. I tried to get back into the game recently, and I really find out that I am out of shape and I'm a bit rusty on my reflex, so probably about the age, but yeah, it was a pretty good game. In the beginning, when I got this game, I only had one controller, so it was kind of fun. I would have some friends gathering around, but because we only had one controller, they had to watch me playing. And well, after I would lose, I would pass to them. But yeah, we spent quite some hours of fun and just goofing around, and yeah, it was fun. And of course, once I got two controllers, yeah, the fun just duplicated because we were just playing around with me and my friends, and yeah, we really enjoyed it. Next game, and this one, oh boy, I am really ashamed of, but anyway, it was what we could get at the time. You would go to your local supermarket and you wouldn't have all these games that you have now for PS4 or Xbox. You would have a very limited supply of games, so you would need to grab everything that you could at the time. And one of these games, it was VR Troopers. Again, I'm ashamed to say I played way too much this game, since it's a very bad game in my opinion. And yeah, but it was based on a cartoon passing back in my home country every Saturday morning, and well, I was a kid, so everything that I would see I would like to buy. So this is a typical fighting game, let's call it the normal Street Fighter type of game, and yeah, it follows kind of the story of the cartoons that I would see during Saturday morning. So that was my main thing to buy the game. I was blown away when I saw it, and I could play the characters that I so much enjoyed. So yes, another crappy game. Next game in our list, Goblin 4. Well, this game nowadays it's becoming a bit difficult to find, at least here in Europe, but yeah, I got it at the time and it was fun. I didn't quite enjoyed it at the time when I started, probably because I was a kid. But yeah, after once I really start playing, when I got bored from the other games I was playing, I really playing into it, and yeah, it was cool. But the only drawback that I felt at the time when I was a kid, it was the difficulty, because after some levels it would become very difficult. Lots of skeletons and monsters that you would need to fight to get the key to open doors. But well, it was an interesting experience. Of course, in a list like this, you would need to have Sonic. And in fact, in this list, I have two of them. The first one, it's Sonic 3. Sonic 3 was really the first Sonic that I played from beginning to the end. And in fact, after I even play Sonic 1, but well, I didn't put it in the list, but I really had fun. I originally got this game from my cousin at the time, and he loaned me for quite some time, and I really enjoyed the fact. And once I started playing it, I got very addicted, so I played from the beginning to the end. I got frustrated as a kid sometimes, but I was able to pass until the end, and I even got Golden Sonic with all the crystals, and no, Emerald, sorry. So yeah, it was a fun game, lots of platforming, but especially in the first levels you had lots of speedy levels, and I remember the first stage that you had to encounter the boss, you had to run a lot, so you could really see the Sega Genesis pulling all these cool graphics and colors and the speed that Sonic is known for. Very good memories of this game. Second Sonic of this list, Sonic 3D Blast. And why this game, you may ask? Well, at the time, I remember it was a Christmas time I was on vacations and I got sick, and Christmas night I got as a gift Sonic 3D Blast, and I was blown away with the graphics. It was 3D, come on. So yeah, at the time I don't know if we had already Saturn out on the market or not, but I remember that this was the closest that I could get from a Saturn. So yeah, I was blown away with the graphics. I would say that, and everyone agrees it's not the best Sonic, but still it was enjoyable. I enjoyed the fact that I had to collect the birds and I had to pass the rings. It was an interesting take on the Sonic, where they tried the first time to explore a bit the 3D. So I still have very good memories of this game. Next game in our list, Pocahontas. Well, at the time Disney had many quality games getting out, especially in the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and I think that close to this Pocahontas, after I played Lion King, even though I haven't put it on the list, I did play more Pocahontas, and I liked the fact that you would switch between her, the Pocahontas, and the animals, so that was a nice take on the game. It's a typical platformer with this twist of you can change between people and animals, and it would follow the story from the cartoons. So it was nicely done. It had a very good soundtrack. I really did not forget the soundtrack, and it's something that I still have to be honest, a guilty pleasure. I still listen from time to time in YouTube. So yes, that's it. Next game, and I would risk to say one of my favorite games on the Mega Drive, Demolition Man. I think everyone knows this movie. It's with Wesley Snipes and with Sylvester Stallone, and oh boy, how I enjoyed in this movie Wesley Snipes in his blonde hair. So basically they were, I think they start in 96 and the game starts in 96, and after some time they move into the future. So it's the game, it's following the story that you already probably saw in the movie, and I really enjoyed the way they did it, and this platforming with lots of fighting. It was nicely done, and still one of my best games in the Sega Genesis. This game doesn't need presentations. Revenge of Shinobi, one of the most successful games on the Genesis. It was the first one out of 3, if I'm not mistaken, and yes, it's a quite take on, and I would say that this game was the most frustrating one for me, because I would die quite a lot and I had troubles to pass some levels, and yeah, it took my time to be able to enjoy it. But once I enjoyed it, it's one must to have, honestly, one must. And yeah, if you like Sega Genesis, of course you need to have played, and you need to like Revenge of Shinobi. Next game and final game in our list, FIFA 97. But why FIFA, and why the 97 version? Well, first, at the time I was playing quite a lot of football games like FIFA 90, FIFA 95. But why FIFA 97? So FIFA 97 had a very cool mode that was indoor futsal, and it was quite enjoyable because it had some bugs, so you could throw the ball into the wall and the ball would come again and it would score a goal. So I did enjoy it quite a lot this game, and the thing that I remember the most was that I was playing all the time with Dortmund and doing a proper championship with all the other teams, because at the time in 97 I think Dortmund won the EuroLeague, and they had a very, very strong team. And yes, I did enjoy this game quite a lot. I didn't play as much as others, but still for sure one of the games I grew up with. And FIFA was the last game on our list, but now I'm very curious to know, and how about you guys? With which games did you grow up with? And please let me know in the comment sections which games did you play when you were growing up, and well, maybe if this works out well, I may create a part 2 of this video, so let me know. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like.